Welcome everyone to the Breathe to Healing podcast. I'm your host, Tammy Trayer, and this is episode number 5, and we are going to talk about reflection. And I think it's a really important subject because we disregard how far we've come so often in our lives. But let's get caught back up a little bit here. I have been absent for a little while here. Lots going on. We had the holidays, and as I shared in our last episode, I was dealing with some breast lumps and the uncertainty of that situation, and was doing a lot of detoxing and addressing the issue until I was able to get in for an ultrasound and biopsy. Now, I found out about the lumps in September, and it took till the first week in January to get in to be seen, which is absolutely absurd. But I just want to share with you a really important aspect of the whole thing. I was not concerned. I did not have fear, I did not have worry, and I was not consumed by it. I was addressing it as if it was something of concern and taking proactive measures to catapult my healing in the event there was something to be concerned about. But we need to learn to stay in that headspace of no fear. Because fear is consuming, and fear in and of itself will cause health issues for you because of the extreme stress levels that you stay in. I'm very fortunate that through my healing journey from breast implant illness and my deep walk with Jesus, that I do not experience fear, worry, concern, any of those emotions. So I'm really grateful because it keeps me in a really good headspace. And for those of you that are consumed by fear and worry, I'm going to share with you that I once was also. However, my growing and deepening walk with Jesus has taken me to this amazing space. So please know that what I am experiencing is also available to you. But great news, I had the biopsy and the ultrasound done in the same day. And as they were biopsying, they took 6 samples. The lump did disappear, which was very promising. And then 3 days later, I did get the results that it was benign, no concerns there. It was likely the silicone that was causing clogging in my milk ducts. So that is a little bit of a TMI, but I've got a lot of people following behind me on this journey, and I want people to realize that the silicone does not leave the body overnight, and it did not get there overnight. So it is a progression, and one of the great things in regard to the detoxes that I have been doing is that I was expelling a lot of silicone during that time. So God is good, and taking proactive measures in our health is always extremely important. Detoxing is something also that needs to be handled with care. I will be doing a detox series on my YouTube channel that you can view and follow, because there's a lot to be considered when it comes to detoxing, and you can over detox and you can make yourself more sick if you are not aware of certain aspects of detoxing. So I've decided to do it in a video series because there are different levels to the detoxing and different aspects to consider, and I want it to be in bite-sized chunks. So be sure to go to my YouTube channel, Breathe to Healing, and subscribe there so you're notified when those videos start coming out. They will be coming out this week or next. So definitely follow that and educate yourself. Also, speaking of education, I am so honored, and it is such a privilege to be a part of the Real Story of Autoimmune Disease Summit this month of January. And you can go to breathetohealing.com/real story and sign up. But let me tell you, there are amazing speakers. It appears that we've all been on a very similar journey, that because we couldn't get answers from the medical system and the medical system failed many of us, we were led to dig deep and research and become advocates for our own health, which has led us to these places of helping others, which is just so amazing to me. I love how God works. I love how God guides us. I love how, for me, and it sounds like for many of the others, that God strategically aligned us in these places to find the next thing in our healing, to lead us to total healing. And it's just such an amazing thing. It is an amazing opportunity to hear from some very educated and amazing people that also have the heart to heal and help others. And I know that if you are on a healing journey, that if you are dealing with an autoimmune disease, that you will find great information and likely the people you need to connect with to progress in your healing. So definitely, get involved. So our subject today is reflection. Yes, when you look in the mirror, you see your reflection. Some of us may be very critical and noticing the extra lines that we've established throughout our years, and maybe the gray hairs. I own those babies. But beyond that reflection, we need to look deeper. We are going to age. We need to see ourselves in a loving way. We need to be thankful for where we are and really analyze how far we've come. You know, I could look in the mirror and I could pick myself apart. But you know what? I am so proud of myself for being so strong and courageous and perseverant and determined to get answers when I couldn't find them anywhere else. It was up to me. I was being laughed at by the medical system. And had I not pursued things and followed God's lead, that was the other key thing. And my doctor even said, when I arrived in Georgia in 2016, had I got there a week later, I would have been dead. My organs were shutting down and my body was so taxed. And she also mentioned to me that the majority of people that would find her were people that were divinely led there because they were in such a deep place of seeking God and seeking answers that God led them to her. And I totally believe that. And I've seen God's hand in my healing. So I am so proud of myself for, through such a terrible and rough time, I continued to dive deep and use whatever I had left of me to seek answers and to be willing to be led. You know, that is part of our journey, is our Bible study right now. Our theme for the year is reachable, teachable, and humble. And if we can be reachable and if we can be teachable and we are humble, we will find a lot of answers in our life and in our lifetime. And the most important part of this journey for me is my walk with God, because through my walk with God, I am taken to such amazing places. I'm led to the things I need, and it's just been a really amazing journey for me. And reflection is extremely important. If you are muddling through life overwhelmed and not seeing your growth or not willing to see your growth of how far you've come already, you know, it's really easy when you're in a healing journey to be caught up in the woe is me and the where I'm at and I'm not progressing, I'm still sick, this is so hard. Or you can see how far you've come and how much you've progressed and just allow that to be your catalyst to keep going. I am right there with you, folks. I know how hard it is on a healing journey. I know how easy it is to feel like you want to give up. And just remember, you're going to have those hard days. You're also going to have some really tremendously good days. On those hard days, remember that it's okay to rest. Remember that you've come a long way. Show yourself grace, show yourself love, and keep moving forward. That is the key thing. On my Mountain Woman Radio this week, I am talking about harmony. I feel that reflection and harmony go hand in hand. So I want to encourage you to join me over on Mountain Woman Radio also, because I'm going to be piggybacking topics that go hand in hand. And granted, on my Mountain Woman Radio, I talk a lot about preparedness and homesteading and off-grid living and traditional living. And here I talk a lot about health. But I feel that our health and our day-to-day life are so interconnected, and I'm going to be piggybacking topics that go hand in hand. So I'm hoping that you'll join me on both places and kind of be fed the both sides of things, because truly when we find a place of harmony in our lives, it makes and reflection, that we can reflect and see how far we've come, and we find this place of bliss, this place of peace, this place of comfort. We can really progress, because life is going to be nothing but ups and downs. You know, there is not one person on this earth that is living a perfect life, that it's all a box of chocolates and your favorite kind. I promise you. Life is going to be a lot of ups and downs, and we need to learn to roll with those situations. But when we are able to see how far we've come and show ourselves grace on those hard days, and rest on those hard days, rest where we need to be. If that means self-care all day long, then rest in that place and give yourself the okay to do that. I had to do that myself. I had to learn to rest in the place that I was, that God had me, and to realize that God was using me out of that space. So I want you to reflect today, and I want you to look at, and even get a piece of paper out and make a list of all the amazing things you've done to get where you are right now, and how hard you worked. Honor yourself for that. Healing is not for wimps. Not by any stretch. Healing is hard. Accepting where you are, accepting diagnosis, finding answers because you can't get them anywhere else. You've got to be your own advocate. It's a lot of work. Also, struggling forward with a lot of diseases that on the outside you look fine, and those around you don't understand that in the inside you just feel like you're dying. I've been there, guys. I know what that's like, and I know what it's like when people have expectations of you or they don't understand. It's a difficult place to be, but know that you're not alone. Know that you have support. I am praying for all of our audience on a regular day, and all of the people that follow me and come to me and my clients. I pray for them as a whole every day, because I know that the journey that they are on is not easy, but I know that you can find healing, and you just need to rest where you are and keep taking good care of yourself, and reflect and pay attention to how far you've come. And again, use that as your catalyst to keep going forward. That's my message for you today, and I look forward to joining you in 2 weeks and sharing another message with you. You will be able to find the Breathe to Healing podcast the first Friday and the third Friday of every month, and I will continue to share with you. You can also find me on my YouTube channel intermittently, sharing different series and information. You can find me every Friday doing a group breathwork session by going to breathethehealing.com/group session. It is so powerful, so renewing, so de-stressing, and so healing. So please join me and connect with me. You can find me at breathethehealing.com and connect with me, and I would love to communicate with you and get to know you better as well. And I'm thankful that you join me. Keep reflecting, Keep moving forward. Don't give up. You're not alone. May God bless you.